Why is it that I couldn't work for an agency that just told people not to respond? The way my chief just begged me to respond to this because he wants to see me employed and not targeted is crazy. Some people are willing to take the risk. That person was me. I had to call my mom to talk me off the ledge because I flipped out for a second. I'm not gonna lie. But why couldn't my facility stand on business and say we not responding to that? I understand they don't want no riffraff and they want to keep all their employees, but some people were really ready to take the risk. Working here is so hard. And before you tell me not to post this, I don't care.
I don't know why these people won't just quit. If it's so hard taking American taxpayer dollars so that you can stay employed, I think that you should quit 100%. And I can already tell the ones that have men overseeing their life and covering them and things like that because usually in those situations, men then impart logic and wisdom before a woman even goes to work in the first place. And these people feel incredibly entitled. I literally just watched the video, and I go and I look at the government efficiency website, and I watched a video of a woman that basically said that she had got some inside information that she was breaking down, number by number, lease by lease, and all of that. And I'll do that in a separate video of how much money is being spent on these government buildings and what the capacity is, and then what is the login rate of the employees that supposedly work there. Sometimes the login rate is less than 30%, sometimes the login rate is less than 16%. So basically, they are able to see, like any private entity and organization was supposed to be doing in the first place, they are able to see how often you log in, what the efficiency of these specific departments and agencies are. And if you talk to anybody that work in a lot of these federal government agencies, they will tell you that there is a lot of employees that don't do anything. Some people are still on the rolls. And I personally know of people that are quiet quitting, that have quiet quitted probably for the last 5 years since people started being able to work from home. They haven't even been to the United States of America for more than 50% of their time, and they don't even take their computers with them sometimes. When they travel out of town, they don't even take their computers with them. A lot of times they just check their emails and they be gone. They don't even be using PTO. They don't do none of that. And so I don't think that it's unreasonable to do a pulse check to find out. And if you work for a private business, if you work for anything outside of the federal government, which has largely been subsidized by the taxpayers, to act like we've been creating jobs in the United States of America, when in reality, all we've been doing is propping it up, acting like the past administration has done something when they've done nothing but destroy the United States of America. If you've worked for anything outside of the federal government, you know you have to do weekly check-ins. Even the things that you log into, even in order to get funding, right? Because they just spending money like it don't even matter. It don't even matter. They just spending money on leases, licenses, people, equipment. It don't matter. You're going to get funded. You got it. If you work for any at-will employer, meaning that you are a professional, you have to do your job, and you can be let go at any time, then you know even to get funding from the organization itself down to your department, you have to basically fill out timesheets. Not that you're not doing anything, but you have to submit the timesheets, and it doesn't matter whether you submit the timesheets or not if you get paid, but whether your department get funding or how much they allocate for that particular budget or that particular project that you're working on, they use that data and those metrics to make sure that they spend money or they put the budget wherever it is that it needs to go so that they're making capital investments to keep the business running or to continue to be profitable. So you have to submit your timesheets for whatever projects that you're working on and how much time you spend per project, right? That is very important. And you have to do weekly check-ins to basically justify the value that you're adding into the organization. And so this is not nothing new. This is not new for those of us that has been in the mire and has been grinding and hustling for a long time and been working in corporate America. And these people are just sitting here, with a bad attitude, talking about standing on business. I had to call my mother in order to not do stuff, so unappreciative. Honestly, I believe that a lot of these people need to quit. Putting the middle finger up, representing their organization in a horrible way, absolutely despicable. But let me move on to the next person, because this person has a much better attitude, and this is the type of person that you want working in your organization.
Okay, so I am a federal employee that got an email this Saturday, basically stating that I needed to highlight 5 accomplishments that I had last week, and to me, that was not a huge deal. I am someone who likes to highlight accomplishments, and it was sent over in about a email that took me six minutes, something like that. I used to work for the private sector for about 13 years, so I was held accountable every day. I had lists of things that needed to be done every day, and it was just not a big deal to me to send that out. So I just want to say that. I would say highlight the things that you do. Highlight, who you are as a federal employee and the things that you're accomplishing. Like, just say it. I would encourage you.
You see the difference? You see the difference in people that don't feel entitled? You see it's 6 minutes. 6 minutes to highlight what it is that you do. 6 minutes for the accomplishments. Six minutes for the post-op. 6 minutes for the checkup. 6 minutes to be able to send an email so that they know exactly what they have, because we should not be wasting taxpayer money to ensure that you have a job for something that you're not doing. And if you're getting paid for something that you're not doing, then we need to be a little bit more careful, and we need to allocate resources accordingly. I don't really understand what the problem is. Why is it so difficult for you to hold your... You know what? I've worked for organizations where they brought in outside consultants to evaluate, and this is not abnormal. Whether you're in the auto industry, the banking industry, no matter what you do, this is normal. And for people that are above the age of 40 and has done a little bit of job hopping or has worked in multiple organizations, you know this to be true. They'll bring in a consultant that goes in and evaluates each and every individual part of the business in order to make cuts for people that are not adding value into the business itself. They have cut whole departments, and now don't nobody come, and don't nobody complains, nobody whines, nobody says anything. They just do what they got to do, because if it doesn't add value into the business, that's just what it is. Federal employees, obviously all of y'all are not a monolith, so we're going to talk about a lot of you, not all of you, but a lot of you. Federal employees, a lot of them feel incredibly entitled. They feel so entitled to do some of the things that they do and act how they act. And this is the reason why we've gotten bloated as a government. We've gotten too comfortable, and people felt like they could just go into fields where they could get a federal job and they're going to retire, and they could basically live the easy life. But no longer. You're going to have to add value, show your worth. Different administrations, even Democratic administrations in the past, has asked for employees to do this, and they fired a lot of federal workers that are not adding value into what we do as taxpayers. I think that we really, really need to go through with a fine-tooth comb and find out where all of the waste is. I regularly keep up with the Doge website and not the Twitter handle, but the X handle. And so this is not new. It's absolutely not new. And again, I'm wondering why people feel like this shouldn't be done, or you're emotional about it. But I think that this is definitely the best thing. I kind of look at Trump and Elon Musk as like a Thanos, right? The thing has to be done because eventually we're going to eat ourselves. And Thanos came from a planet that ultimately couldn't make the decision to save themselves, and so everybody went extinct as a result of it. I'm not willing to make this world extinct. I'm not willing to make the world extinct for my daughter. I'm not willing to do so just because you don't want to do your job and you're a Kamala Harris supporter and you wanted to give the middle finger at all. Let me know what you guys think inside of the comments. Make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Also, Teach Henley, 40% off your first order plus 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate you. Let me know.